Welcome back, and this is where I'm at. I've brought in a completely different color to work with this area. I'm wanting to go light and I'm wanting to get rid of the pink. I've wanted to get rid of that pink for a while now, but I keep bringing it back in. So let's see if this green, and it's an apricot color, sends it somewhere different for me. I think I'm going to start off in this area, just sending it somewhere different, and then I'll start concentrating on the other parts of the painting again. What am I liking? I'm really loving that color, that dark color. I'm really loving the shapes that that's brought in. And I'm seeing the opportunity to give myself quite a bit of direction with it. Send this painting somewhere else. Now you'll notice I'm going hard on getting rid of the pink in this piece. And I'm going hard on what I'm enjoying, which is this darker color. It's all feeling a bit too light and fluffy for me. So bringing in some depth, even creating those muddy areas by bringing in this browny color over the top of some of the lighter ones has improved it for me. And then I start working a little bit small, finding different shapes. A little brush with a nearly white. The little brushes give you more of a brush stroke when you use them. I like that in some cases, some not just. So it's got a nice brush stroke in there, and I'm bringing in that blue color that I was really enjoying, bringing that back in. This is an oil pastel again. I've given myself another day to work on this. I've got some classes happening, so I need to get this down off my wall. So I'm just wanting to take it somewhere where it feels like it's taught me everything that it can. I love that shape that I just brought in there to that area. And I love that I've gone light on that area rather than dark. Those are shapes that I feel great about, actually, those triangular shapes. I've done it over to the right and over to at the top. They're favorites for me, but I like finding different ways of pulling them into a painting. They have so many different types of meaning for me. Now bringing in that lilac color, but it's ultramarine blue with some white in it now, just to make it a little bit different in some areas, to really make it pop. It looks awesome with the greens. That blue looks so good with the green colors and the gold colors. So just bringing it into a few different places in the painting so it doesn't seem odd just in one. So I'm feeling like this piece is just about there. It's resolved. It's done everything that I need it to. It's got so many bits and pieces of stories that I love. I could write about this piece now, which is often the place I want to get to. So as I find myself here, I'll find myself a mat, a couple of pieces of cardboard, mat board that I will use to frame up sections, to crop into it and see whether I'm going to keep this as a big piece or whether I'll actually crop it down into smaller pieces for whatever I decide to use it for. So even though I quite like this as a full piece, what I do when I have made these bigger pieces that are explorations is I get myself a couple of pieces of board and I crop into just little areas that I think could be quite special. So for instance, if I go around about here, there's this really interesting thing that happens with the dark and the light pink, and some of the graphic elements that I have here can make quite an interesting crop. And then I've noticed this shape up here with the greens and the blue, and I think even bringing in some of the graphic elements that are below, it could get quite a nice composition happening. I'll move over to this side of the painting, and there is possibly a square around about here with some of the different shapes and colors that could work as a square painting rather than as a full piece. But as I said, I really do quite like the full size. I'd love to know what you think. Please subscribe, like, and comment below with different bits if you like it as a whole piece or if you prefer it as lots of smaller pieces. I have a course coming up called Mud to Magic, and this for me has been a really good exploration into how I work with mud, and I come back and forward and do the dance between bright and mud. I'd love to show you how you can get yourself out of the muddy stage and into some beautiful compositions and paintings. Comment mud below and I'll send you the link to sign up. It's happening the 16th, 17th and 18th of August. I'd love you to join me.